Hello, it is day 30 of January Pilates Challenge and we've only got 2 days left. Now, today's session is for Liz in Hitchin. Hello, Liz. She's my sister. Hello. And she would like some rotation and shoulder work. So we're going to be starting lying down for some really lovely opening work that's going to feel so nice for your spine. So like, come into your relaxation position and set yourself up with your head on the floor, knees and feet hip distance to start with. And we're going to feel the weight go down through the back of our head, the back of our rib cage, and the back of our pelvis. Just setting yourself up here, trying to relax your shoulders down, tucking your shoulder blades underneath you, and lengthening your arms out to your side. Let's do a few little pelvic tilts. Define neutral spine and pelvis. So just imprinting your spine and arching away ever so slightly. Just a lovely way to ease out any aches and pains in your lower back as well, especially in the morning if you've been sleeping funny. So let's come through to a neutral position now. And then I'd like you to bring your knees and feet together. So they're glued together and you can take your arms out on the floor in a low V shape. Okay, so keeping your arms down, we're going to go into this rotation. So breathing in. As we breathe out, we're just going to start taking our pelvis over to the side. So think about your pelvis rocking to the side. And as you do so, your legs will just go over to the side with it. And your top foot will peel off the floor. Keep the opposite shoulder down and your gaze going towards the ceiling. And then use those core muscles to draw your pelvis and your legs back through to your center position. Let's go to the other side. Breathing out, opposite shoulder stays down. Drawing back into center. And again, over to the side. Really lovely to get that sequential rotation through our spine. Super healthy for our spines as well to keep this rotation. You know what it's like when you're feeling really stiff and you can't turn around properly. So this is going to help you keep all those muscles really mobile and strengthen your spine too. Good. Let's go a couple more to each side. Rotating over to the side. Back through. Try and place as little to pressure out through your arms as possible. So this is all coming from your core. So think about toe muscles coming in and down as you bring that pelvis and legs back to center. Good. And our last one here. Breathing out to the side and coming back in. Great. Now we're going to add a few arm circles now. So taking your arms down by your sides as we breathe out and take our pelvis and legs over, I'd like you to float your arms directly over your shoulders, back towards the floor so you're coming into a rib cage closure. And then to draw everything back, circle your arms around and come back through. So it's a gorgeous one, getting some shoulder movement as well in. And also challenging your coordination. Now keep those shoulders away from your ears. Try not to bunch them up around there. Take your arm directly over. And you might feel that because you haven't got your arms on the floor, it's a lot more effort through your core to bring everything back to center. So let's go again. Breathing out. And in. Fab. So you don't need to go all the way back towards the floor if you can't. Just go to that point where you're feeling comfortable and where your rib cage is remaining heavy. So rather than popping up through those ribs, keeping them heavy and down, and you should be able to find that point with your arms as well. Good. 2 more like this. Breathing out to go up and over. Returning through. And our last one. Keeping these movements really smooth and controlled and coming back through to center and place your arms down once again. Okay, I'm going to make this slightly stronger now. So take your knees and feet back so that you're still in that lovely neutral alignment. Then we're going to cross one leg over the other. Now, arms again in a wide V. We're going to go over into that hip roll once again. And because you've got a kind of a heavier weight in your legs now because they're crossed over, you're really going to have to use those core muscles to draw your legs up and back against gravity. So your arms are helping to stabilize you here. But I really want you to think about, rather than pushing back through with your arms, you're drawing this internal corset in to come back to center. So we're using all these muscles in that corset. So we've got the external and internal obliques, transversus abdominis, and quadratus lumbaris as well. And you're drawing in your pelvic floor too. So drawing back. Keep both sides of your waist long. It's so tempting to hitch them up, I know. You hitch your hips up. Keep them long, and if you want an extra challenge, I'd like you to float your arms up towards the ceiling, fingers pointing up towards the ceiling. Sorry about that dinging. It's for my other job. I really need to turn it off because it drives me crazy. Okay, let's go over to the side. Drawing back. And again, over to the side. Oh, you might find that it's a little bit more challenging. Come back to center. Let's float our arms down. Uncross your legs and then take the other leg over. And it's going to be really interesting to see whether you find it easier on one side than the other. So taking your arms out once again. So just until we get used to this movement, keep your arms on the floor. Remember to keep the opposite shoulder down. I'm going to come back through to center. Lovely. Over to the side again. So you're just rocking on that foot, letting it peel off the floor. Keeping this core connection. So imagine you've got a pair of braces attaching your lower rib to your hip. But rather than popping up, you're really keeping that really beautifully controlled. So rotating over. This is so nice as well if you're spending all week working at your desk, just leaning forward and over. Really gorgeous to get this movement in. And you're giving your internal organs a little bit of a massage as well. So there's so many benefits to this. Okay, let's try with our arms up in the air now. So float your arms up towards the ceiling. Taking your legs over. Drawing back. Good. Keep your fingers pointing directly up rather than swaying out to the side. It's so tempting to do, I know. But really try and keep them there. And you'll find that point. So if you go too far, you'll find that point where you really struggle to come over and your arms have moved. So try not to go that far. Just find that a tipping point for me. Great. Okay, and again, breathing out. And in. And again, over to the side. And in. Uncross your legs and bring your arms down. We're going to come onto our sides now to get some really lovely rotation and shoulder opening as well. So I'll let you to find a cushion, which I don't have. So get yourself a cushion and use it to support your head. Yeah, this will do. So we're going to place that cushion underneath our head and make sure it's thick enough to support your head on the floor without your head dropping down below the line of your spine. Bring your knees up to a 90-degree angle and squeeze them together. And then draw your lower waist up from the floor and place your hands together out in front of you. We're going to go into our chalk circles here. So keeping the core connection, keeping that lower waist up from the floor, we're going to breathe out and start drawing a big circle around us. Turn your head as you go, drawing that circle around you, rotating through the spine. So we're focusing on the rotation rather than that shoulder opening. Although that is a really nice effect of it, I like to think more about rotating your spine back, but keeping your hips forward and following the line of your fingers with your eyes. So we're going to breathe out. Sorry about the dinging. Coming around. Brilliant. And you might find that the more you do, the more movement you get. So as your shoulders and your spine warm up, try not to hit anything like I just did. You might find you get a little bit more movement. Good. One more in this direction. Bring your arms back round and let's go the opposite way now. So circling around the opposite way, turning your head, drawing that big circle, and it might feel completely different this side. I mean this direction. So just see how it feels for you. Lovely. Let's go 3 more times. Keeping it slow and controlled. Oh, I forgot to say about the breathing. You're just breathing once per circle. So no set pattern. Just make sure you're breathing wide and deep. So you're sending that breath right into your rib cage. This can be our final one. Breathing out. Knees remaining glued together. Hips facing forward. And bring that arm back down. Now switch ourselves over and do exactly the same on the other side. So flip yourself. Place that cushion underneath your head, knees and feet glued together, and we're going to go into those chalk circles once again. So let's start by going over our thigh this time, reaching through. Just feel how that rotation feels going the other way now. Keeping that core muscle coming in, so just lifting that lower waist off the floor so you've got this lovely neutral line of your spine, reaching around all the way back through. Keep it nice and slow. And again, thinking about hips remaining forward and rotating back. Great. Okay, 2 more like this. Breathing out and circling. Really reaching through the arms. So trying to get as much length through that shoulder joint as you can. Really energized arm. And let's go the other way. So circling around the other way, reaching through all the way around. Brilliant. And again, you might find that going the other direction reveals some areas of stickiness or tightness here. Just really interesting to find out where those are in your body. We've got one last one. Reaching around, bringing your arms back together, and then we're smoothly going to push ourselves back up to a seated position and sit nice and tall. So find that position that suits you. I like to sit with my legs crossed at this point. Take your fingers out to the side for our final couple of breaths. So we're going to breathe in. As we breathe out, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Lovely big stretch here. Press the air away. And we're going to go one more time. Reaching all the way up, reaching through your fingers. Press the air away. And give yourself a clap. Well done. Tomorrow is our final class, so I'm really excited to see you there. Hopefully you've enjoyed this series so far. Take care, have a great rest of the day. The weather's not great, but enjoy it anyway, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.